dignitary, they are the most important part of British cookery.
Some of them are so excited and also nervous in meeting Prince Charles. I think they're just excited to be here, which is that's what it's about, really. We say we raise our glasses and just thank them for the job they do.
Prue's come to see how many tuiles Niall's made now.
100 so far, another 20 to go.
How many did you break?
About 100.
With the Prince and the Duchess expected any minute, Oliver, Matthew and Prue are preparing to meet him and looking unusually nervous. The royal party arrive at 7:30 sharp. The Prince of Wales has been championing local food production for decades. His presence here tonight as host of the banquet makes it the culinary event of the year. After meeting local dignitaries, the Prince and the Duchess are welcomed by Dame Fiona Reynolds, the Director General of the National Trust. As he's the president of the trust, they know one another well, of course. Dame Fiona will be dining with them, but first they want to meet a few people.
Now you know the judges, so I don't actually need to introduce you. Oliver.
How are all the restaurants doing?
Good. Business, lots of tourists.
Since Prue can't talk, Matthew and Oliver will be introducing their Royal Highnesses to some of the producers. But Prue's still determined to play her part and hotfoots it to the kitchen.
Are they here? They're here, yeah, so we need to crack on now, yeah?
This is it.
This is it, guys, yeah?
Good luck, everybody.
Andy Garnes, and he's
Very nice to see.
he's a man who shot the wild rabbits.
I seem to remember there are quite a lot of rabbits.
Not now, there isn't.
Probably a few left. There's a few left.
It's lovely to meet you.
Really nice to see.
So it's wrapped, the ham's wrapped round the rabbit.
Yeah.
And it's the piccalilli, is it, that's going to blow our heads.
With vinegar, mustard, spring onions and watercress in it, it may be quite spicy.
This is Richard Waller, who breeds the only purebred Aylesbury ducklings left in the country.
Absolutely, sir. We've been breeding them since 1775. I do hope you enjoy it.
About in an orchard.
They're out from 3 weeks of age, under apple trees in the middle of a beach with you.
I sell fish and game, so I provided mackerel.
The mackerel.
Yeah, for today.
My favourite fish.
He ended up going down to Cornwall to get the mackerel.
Which I love mackerel, but they're the best thing for you.
Tell me to drink some of the wine tonight.
Yes, we're drinking the bubbles at the reception, so yes, I'm hoping, Thank you.
Having met the royal couple, the guests are beginning to find their seats and meet their neighbours. The Prince is chatting with Nigel Howarth, who cooked the main course last year. 12 months on, his protégée, Lisa, is cooking the starter. But can she live up to his very high standards?
I'll be biting my fingernails out there for you and hoping. And I know you're going to deliver a fantastic product, because it's such a beautiful dish. I feel so proud. I might have a little cry in a minute, but I feel so proud of it. It's absolutely fantastic.
For me, you standing there and praising me like that, I'm speechless.
Delivering her starter of wild rabbit and leek turnover with piccalilli to 100 hungry people in a matter of minutes is a tall order. But there's not long to go now, as the banquet's about to begin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to eat, time to savour Britain's finest food. We're very honoured indeed to welcome our special guests for this evening, the Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall. Please rise.
This is the culmination of months of hard work from all concerned. The food which the Prince and the Duchess are about to enjoy has been grown and harvested by the guests who surround them tonight.
Your Royal Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, my formidable fellow judge, the wonderful Prue Leith, had planned to welcome you this evening, but sadly, Prue can't. Prue has lost her voice. Now, some of us might say...
Lisa's worried that she's cutting it fine, so she's called in Kenny to help.
Yeah, I'll show you on this one here. Just before it goes...
Yeah. Just that.
We put about that much on, so the pasty sits on it. OK.
A huge honour for the Great British Menu. Our host, the nation's greatest advocate of local food, the Prince of Wales, is going to say a few words.
And that's Lisa's cue to get the turnovers in. They need 6 minutes, and she wants to be ready to serve them as soon as the Prince finishes his speech.
I'm feeling very nervous, actually. It's, I think it's definitely kicking in now.
I'm flattered to have been asked to host this extraordinary celebration of British food. If I may say so, the Great British Menu is a wonderful initiative which I know is doing so much to awaken in people a greater awareness of the rich variety and quality of food produced in this very remarkable country of ours.
Lisa's checking her turnovers. The timing's critical. She knows that this is where it could all go horribly wrong.
Now, perhaps I could just spend a moment paying tribute to every one of you, and indeed all the chefs and producers who've been involved in this programme. You are in the vanguard of the movement to change eating behaviour, and I believe that you are making the whole difference.
With Kenny's help, the brigade have almost finished plating up the piccalilli.
So this evening, you have created a menu which tells a story, whether it is the rabbits from Levens Hall in the starter or the rhubarb that will accompany our dessert. What this menu celebrates is a sense of place, the flavour and quality of rare and native breeds, the importance of timeless production methods, the devotion and enthusiasm of so many incredibly hard-working producers. Above all, this is a living celebration of agri-culture, not agri-industry. You are all food heroes and heroines, and I can only say all power to your collective culinary elbows.
Lisa has about a minute left to get her turnovers out and onto the plates.
OK, are we ready? We're ready to go, yeah? Ready? These are for the Duchess and Prince Charles, yeah? So please be careful.
This year's Great British Menu Banquet is underway. 100 rabbit turnovers head for the tables in the dining room, with the first plate going straight to the Prince. And with the anticipation mounting, the guests tuck into Lisa's starter. Will it be a hit? It's certainly a proud moment for Baron Aldridge, who provided some of the ingredients.
I think these are our chives right here. And I think some of the veg came from Rich as well. But just to know that this has come all the way from Cumbria yesterday and it's made it into this amazing food is terrific. It's really beautiful.
Basically, great product, local product, cooked by great chefs in a great location with great people. What more can you ask for? I think it's fantastic.
The plates are still flying out of the kitchen, but Lisa's rabbit supplier is tucking into his starter already.
Cooked a lot better than what we would anyway. Be a lot more basic if we were to cook it at home anyway. But it was really, really nice.
Very nice indeed, and the whole thing is a pleasure to look at and a pleasure to eat. And we're absolutely thrilled to be able to be involved in part of the menu.
OK, brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it went really well, but it's that one of the last minute things. You want to make sure everything's perfect. I looked at everything that went out. I was really pleased with it.
There's not a scrap remaining anywhere. I think that speaks volumes for what the people here think about it.
Lisa's dying to know what the Prince thought of it, of course. But there's another man whose opinion she'd be desperate to hear too.
The rabbit is absolutely beautiful. The flavours are really well balanced. It's so moist and tender, which is a really difficult thing to do with rabbit. You've just got to cook it to absolute perfection, and it's stunning is the only thing I can say. Stunning. I'm so proud of her, really am. She's an absolute star.
It's time for the fish course now. Kenny's line-caught mackerel with gooseberries. He's turned some of them into a puree, but he's put himself behind schedule by helping Lisa to plate up.
10-2 means 10 minutes.
Kenny's been up against it all day. Quite apart from the mackerel problem, the bread he had to wrap the fillets in got too dry to roll thinly enough. So Oliver had to get him some more. He'd hoped to start cooking the smaller portions in the oven, as he'd planned, but he's had to change his method at the last minute, which is highly risky.
The oven's forgotten about. I'm off the pan fry they used to order for 100 people today.
This clearly isn't Kenny's day.
I need at least a few more pans, yeah? I asked for 10 pans, sorry mate, I was only got you.
With Lisa dressing the plates, Kenny can concentrate on the pan frying.
Is this the highest these ones will go?
Without hot pans, the fish will take longer to cook, so he's behind schedule.
Right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
The heat's getting through now, so Kenny can raise the pace. He's desperate to get the first plates out to the top table, but he still needs to check them at the pass.
Ready, are we ready to go with these? I've got to keep an eye on this time. I've got to go. Right, I'm coming.
Kenny's got the plates for the first few tables out, and they're looking truly beautiful. But back in the kitchen, disaster has struck. Kenny's fears about changing his cooking method are coming true. The pans are too hot now, and the wrapped fish are burning. Kenny's in big trouble, and he can't send any of these out. Everyone else will just have to wait while he cooks some more.
How many have you got extra, Kenny?
I've got a lot extra.
Right.
Out in the banqueting hall, Kenny's fish supplier, David Ridley, has no idea of the crisis in the kitchen. So what does he make of the mackerel and gooseberry combination?
I think it's a masterstroke. I think the flavours work superbly well together. It's got the required sharpness, and mackerel works really well with it. It's superb, absolutely superb.
Although I produce the gooseberries and I grow gooseberries, I actually really don't like gooseberries. That's the first time I've eaten gooseberries and really enjoyed them.
Are you ready to go?
Can we wipe that plate, please?
Back in the kitchen, it's all hands on deck. Even Tom's piled in to help when he should be getting on with his main course. They've turned down the gas now, but many of the mackerel portions are still getting charred and have to be rejected. So will there be enough? They're sending out as many as they can. Ken Holland, Kenny's salad supplier, got one of the first batch.
We grew the salad cress for the dish, and we're growing it in Northumberland instead of it getting imported from abroad, and the flavour's there. I think the dish is a fantastic dish.
Stephen Terry's been watching the other diners.
I think the Royal Highnesses would have really appreciated the sustainability of the dish, the creativity, and the delivery. I mean, ultimately, I think they're massive ambassadors for sustainability and local produce, and that's why we're all here this evening.
It was a close shave, but Kenny managed to plate up just enough of the perfectly cooked mackerel, with a little help from his friends.
Hey, Kenny.
That was horrible. That was horrible, That's hardcore. Hey, that was horrible. It wasn't inspired.
It was good.
Yeah,
We got it there.
yeah.
Hey, no rubbish ones went.
They certainly didn't. The guests have no idea what Kenny's been through.
Today has just been one thing after another with the fish, the bread. I had to pan fry it. There was no other way I could do it, So it was a bit crazy, a bit hectic. Wasn't as perfect as I'd like to be, but